Dear students, welcome to another video lectures on topic etiquettes. We have already covered phone etiquettes, foreign business trip and visit of foreign counterparts. Now in this video lecture we are going to cover the big deal about small talk, respecting privacy and learn to say no. These three topics we are going to cover. First we are going to start with the big deal about the small talk. So, what do you mean by the small talk? Small talk is nothing but a conversations of something more important. And when we are talking about technical communication, it means that of course we are talking about the business conversations. Okay, that business conversations can be the supplement of your main activity or the conversation what you are pursuing. Okay, so that can be the conversation related to the project that you are carried out or any other talk that is related to your business. Okay, uh, it is going to be a shallow means in depth, right? It is going to be informal and somewhat impersonal conversation which can last anywhere from few minutes to a very long. Okay, it may be possible that it will carry out for the longer period, right? It may be more than 15 to 20 minutes, or it might be possible that it can finish within a few minutes. Okay, or it is going to be an informal one, right? Because technical talk and the small talk is different. Okay, that we will see later on. The small talk is all around us, we all are doing that. Okay, but what is interesting is that how it has crept in the world of business over the year. Okay, how the small talk is now being the important part of any business community, right? You can say a culture of healthy business, healthy small talk is now being nurtured in business community. Every business are uh, taking it as an important part, right? So, and it is very important for any business to grow, that small talk is very important. Okay, but remember that it is must be uh, generalized and it is not apart from your business conversation. Okay, and you can add even more, you are going to get more circumstances where you can include yourself in a small talk, like in any technical event you can be there and you can get a time to small talk with your technical expert, right? Maybe you get chance on the street to get a chit chat with your business partners. You can do a small talk at your administrative assistant desk and so on. So there you can say almost no place is immune to a small talk. Small talk can be everywhere, right? Now, why small talk? Why it is important for any business? So there are so many reasons. First is that it is a nice lead in for the small for more serious business conversations. Of course, as I told you that small talk, when we are talking with respect to a business, then uh, that can be there can be a chances that this small conversation can leads to a serious business conversation, and that is going to be help to any organization, to any business. Okay, so this is most important for any business. It helps the participant to settle down, right? When a group of people are doing the conversations of any topic that can be directly or indirectly uh, affect the business, or that can directly indirectly uh, get advantages to your organizations, then of course small talk is, as I told you, it is informal, right? It is not as much formal as you are attending the meeting with your boss, with the CTO CEO of your company, with the project manager, right? It is going to be of informal communication. So it will easier for any participant to be a part of your small talk. Small talk will convey the message that you are a nice, you are a friendly person, and you are happy to deal with. Okay, so that will shows your nature, and that nature will help any the person who is communicating with you. Okay, you can create the friendly, fun atmosphere to work with and to transit the business. Okay, as I told you that every business community uh, are nowadays giving the importance to a small talk, because uh, this small talk will create the fun atmosphere in a work environment, so they you can definitely can work more easily and in happier way, and the output will be more as compared to the one who is sitting in the corner and doing just the work for hours and hours. Okay, so you can say it's a fun atmosphere to work with the business. You can scope out the people and identify the friendlier one. Definitely, if you are going to communicate with other peoples in a group, you will come to know who is the friendlier one, who is not, the natures of others. Okay, so it will help you the way you want to communicate with the other people while you are doing the business communication with them. Okay, so at the same time also you can create the networks of people, you can build your bond strong with them, and that bond, that relation will help you in the future as well. Okay, so for that reason also the small talk is necessary. Now, some characteristics of small talks. Okay, so the first is that the first and most important characteristic of small talk is that it is a highly culture dependent, and its style and content can be vary from country to country. Okay, small talk can be vary from the country to country. The content can be discussed during the small talk can also be vary from the country to country. If we are talking about the country like USA, the small talk is practiced at most to the perfection. Okay, it means that there is a proper way to do that, proper rules you have to follow. So that thing of perfections is going to be there when we are talking about the country like USA. If we are talking about the country like India, then there cannot be any perfect rules and the regulation that we are going to follow. Okay, so that there can be vary, that can be vary from the country to country. At the same time, content that we are going to discuss during the small talk can be also vary from country to country. Small talk should be the bright, fun, positive and light. Okay, it means that when a huge group we are doing some small talk regarding any topic, that can then at the same time everybody has their own sorry, views, their point, right? And anybody everybody is can share their point, right? So we need to create the atmosphere in a such a way that the person who is the part of this small talk can freely share their points on the varieties of topic that you are discussed. Okay, so that is the second characteristics. Third is the small talk should be exercise in building the chemistry among the participant. For example, if your colleagues say, I am going to Delhi tomorrow to see my brother, you can ask them, what does your brother do in Delhi? And you can carry forward the conversations. Okay, now, your response is more out of courtesy than out of desire to get to know your colleague or his brother for that matter. Right? Your concern should be, what does your brother do in Delhi? That is the small sentence that can be carried out the further conversations with that particular person. Right? But uh, if that some person to whom you want to convert you want to talk with, that person or that colleague will say that he is going to Delhi tomorrow for some personal visit, for personal work, personal matter, then definitely it is inappropriate to ask, what are you going to Delhi for? Means, why are you going there? He has already told that he is going there for the personal reason. It means that he or she don't want to tell you the reason, and still you are asking them. So this should not be there. Okay. Next is, during the small talk, you can move from a topic to topic, and the number of people participating, it can be vary. Okay, so you can it is generally uh, whenever we are talking on some topic, it is obviously that we are going to move from one topic to another topic. આપણે એક ટોપિકથી બીજા ટોપિક ઉપર જમ્પ કરીએ, and definitely that is going to be a correlated. All the topic we will move from one to another that are correlated with each other, and at the same time number of participant can be vary. As it is a informal and it is not a compulsory for each and everyone to be a part of this particular small talk, then the number of participant can be vary. Anybody can join at any time, and if someone want to leave, they can leave at any time. Okay, the small talk has the staccato like structure. It means that people adding their own comment, they are going to add point to the conversations in a piecemeal fusion. એવું નથી કન્ટિન્યુઅસ બોલે, ક્યારેક ક્યારેક પોતાના વ્યૂ પણ આપી શકે. ઓકે, it might be possible that they are going to put their points in a such a way that you will feel like a joke. They are that particular person is doing person has cracked the joke. Okay, so that kind of atmosphere will while they are in a small talk. The content of small talk should be genuine. Okay, whatever the topic you are discussing, that must be a genuine and in a general topic. Now, what is not a small talk? When we are talking about the small talk that is important in any business, then what is not a small talk? Small talk is not same as the technical talk. As I already told you that it is not same as your technical talk. If anything, they are opposite. Occasionally in the middle of small talk, you may migrate to some technical conversations and short talk as appropriate. ઓકે, તમે જ્યારે કોઈ સ્મોલ ટોક કરતા હો ત્યારે તમે એક પોઈન્ટ ઉપરથી બીજા પોઈન્ટ ઉપર કાં તો કોઈ એવા ટોપિક ઉપર પણ જઈ શકો જે રિલેવન્ટ ના હોય, કાં તમે પર્ટિક્યુલર કોઈ બિઝનેસ પોઈન્ટ ઉપર પણ જઈ શકો. દેટ ઇઝ પરફેક્ટલી ફાઇન. બટ વેન યુ આર ટોકિંગ, વેન યુ આર ડુઈંગ ધ ટેકનિકલ ટોક, there is a no scope to do a small talk. You must have to follow the proper rules. You have to follow the particular guideline, and you must have to stick on that particular topic only, right? And you have to talk related to that only, right? Apart from that, you are not going to discuss, and it is going to be a very formal, right? So small talk is informal, while technical talk is formal, and you have to consider some parameters and the characteristics while doing it. So both are different. It is not a big talk or the regular conversations you have with your trusted friends and the colleagues in your office. Okay, it is not same as your regular conversations. Hi, hello, what how's your day today? Okay, what you are going to do after office work? So that kind of statement or that kind of a conversations is not going to be a part of a small talk. Okay, small talk is going to be a part of business conversations. So that, related to that only, you are going to be carry out. The next is, it is not a personal conversation, no matter how many times other persons talk you about. Say example, his mother-in-law in Chicago, right? So don't assume for a moment that he or she has told you about his mother-in-law 5 to 7 times to you in a day. it means that you are the great bond with that particular person. Okay, and you are going, yeah, and you have started doing the small talk with that person. Okay, so that kind of personal talk is not the part of small talk. Small talk is not a sales talk at the same time, right? Because sales talk means there is some uh, boundary, there is some uh, rules that you have to follow, right? While somebody want to sell something, then you are, what you are what you are doing is, that person is doing, that person is indirectly force you to buy that particular things, and uh, right, that kinds of a thing that person is doing. So you are not going to do that. You are not going to, and not going to force anybody else to do what you want. Okay, so that small talk is not the sales talk, you have to keep in mind. And lastly, the small talk has a place and the purpose in a corporate life. Okay, as I told you, it is a part of business. So obviously it is has a place, where you are going to do a small talk, and also you must have a purpose to do that. ઓકે, એવું નથી કે ખાલી બ્રેક પડ્યો છે તો બ્રેકમાં, અરે બ્રેક નથી અને આપણને થોડો ટાઈમ મળ્યો છે તો આપણે ત્યાં બેસીને ચીટચાટ કરીએ છીએ, એનો કોઈ મતલબ નથી, કોઈ પર્પઝ નથી. સો દેટ થિંગ શુડ નોટ બી ધેર. There must be a proper place to do that, and there must be a proper purpose to do that. Okay, so and if it is done appropriately, it is neither unnecessary or not the wastage of time. So તમે એને appropriately, appropriate time, appropriate place, with the appropriate people, and the genuine content, then definitely it is not wastage of time. So that's why every business corporate are including this small talk as the part of their journey. Okay, so this is what about the small talk is. Small talk is any talk that is related to, or any conversation that is related to the business, right? And it might be possible that this conversation may lead to the serious business conversations and the discussion as well. Okay, now the next topic is respecting privacy. Privacy refers to how much physical and mental space we desire from others, and how much of same they desire from us. Privacy means the physical distance and the mental space we desire from other, okay, and how much other will desire from us. Okay, so while it is good to have a professional bonding for the team get together, it is also equally important to maintain the reasonable distance with your colleagues in a work environment. Okay, there are two types of personal privacy, personal space, and informal informational privacy. Okay, there are two types of personal privacy. What do you mean by personal space? Personal space refer to the physical distance you should maintain with your colleagues. Okay, તમારા colleagues સાથે તમારે physical distance કેટલો maintain કરવાનો છે, right? એને કહી શકો તમે. Where you stand, where you sit, your gesture, the way you communicate, all can be the part of your personal space. And next one is informational privacy. On the other hand, it is about what you can and what you cannot say. તમે શું કહી શકો અને શું તમારે ન કહેવું જોઈએ. Okay, so that can be the informational privacy. Now, why are the privacy issue important? In any company, wherever you go, why the privacy issues is important? First thing is that the Western style professionalism, now being embraced by the most corporate house in India and the central to such a professional life, right? It is a clear separation of one private life by keeping it away from the office. Means we have to keep our personal life and professional life are different. right? Because we have adopted the Western style professionalism, and that demands that you have to keep your personal life separate from your professional life. Okay, so that's the reason the privacy issue is important. The next is that globalizations. Globalizations came a huge exposure to the prevailing sensibilities and the norms regarding the privacy in other cultures. So you have no choice, but you have to learn it. You have to respect and be sensitive to them if they want to do the business with those cultures. Each and every culture has their own uh, limitations, right? Their own issues, and you have to learn them, you have to respect them, and you have to be sensitive if you want to do the business with that kinds of a culture. So that is the second point. And the third point is definite legal implications. If you are not going to follow any rules and regulations and any terms and conditions that will be defined by that particular organizations, then definitely there is an laws and condition legal department who is take the actions on you. Okay, so non-compliance can be a very dangerous, and it might be possible that you are going to be in a jail if you are not going to follow that. Okay, so the legal team will take an appropriate actions on you if you are not going to follow the privacy defined by the particular organizations. Okay, now we will see the step by step. The first thing, physical space. There are some common way the people are violating this personal space and our suggestions on how to avoid such mistake. Okay, there are some way by which people are doing that, and if they do uh, the thing that can violate the conditions that is already defined, right, the personal space, then uh, that can be a problematic for that particular person. So what uh, you should have to, the first, maintain the physical distance. Okay, you have to maintain the physical distance. In India, it is common to find the people talking very close to each other, putting their hands over their other shoulders, but that is not done in the USA. Okay, so when we are dealing with the when we are being the part of any such kind of a country, uh, then you have to keep in mind that you should maintain the physical distance. Second is that respecting your colleague's office space. If your colleague has an office, right, then the space behind the desk where he is sitting is a part of his personal space. Never cross over that side of the table. Okay, so respect the space of your colleague. Third thing is that not borrowing or requesting to share your colleague's personal belongings. In India, it is quite common for someone to borrow his colleagues' cars and motorcycle for the short rides, right? But it is not usually done in the USA. Americans guard their personal belonging as a part of their physical space. So, as an extension of this, never use a phone on your colleague desk without seeking his permission first. Okay. So there are few things you have to keep in mind. As I told you that rules and regulation is going to be vary from the country to country. The content even vary from the country to country. Okay, but this is what the general thing that can be applicable to, if we are going to impart all these things in ourselves, then definitely you are going to be an expert in that. Okay, the next is not using his computer. If somebody is not there in a desk, then don't use their computer without uh, their permission. Okay, generally if you want to ask for any emergency reason, then you can you can ask them priorly, you can take the permission from that particular person to use their desk for that, and you are going to explain the reason very well. Okay, so without seeking permission from that particular person, don't use the computer. And the last one is not visiting his home unless invited specifically. In India, it is common to cold call on your colleague's home on the Sunday evenings with your family. Okay, and that is the common culture in India. But this is considered as a pleasant surprise, and it is not forward and. But this is simply no in the US culture. Never knock anybody's door without the notice, right? So if you want to visit, then when you are going to visit, if there is an invitation from that particular person, then only you are going to visit that particular home. Okay, so never visit his home unless you are invited. So this is what about the physical space, what you have to keep in mind. Next thing is that informational privacy. With the large amount of personal data circulating in the cyberspace, and it is open to attack. Now you need to know enough about the cybersecurity and how to protect everyone's confidential data from such attacks. Okay, if you are going to share your data with your colleagues in any medium, through any medium, right, there can be a chances to be a violation of data. Your data can be hacked. Okay, so you have to be very careful while you are sharing such kind of your information. Be especially careful when discussing such matter with your foreign counterparts. Okay, don't put other in an awkward situation. So what topic that not to be touched, which are the information should not be shared, right? So here is some list of information like dates of birth, age, marital status, your children, your family, your salary, your property, your jewelry, your financial transactions, your number, your address, your health parameter, your family's health condition, your education, your qualification, reasons for their absence from the work yesterday, your plan, your schedule, your political orientations. So these all are the things, personal things that should not be shared with other unless and until it is important and the necessary. Okay, so this is what about the informational privacy. Like your personal space, similarly, there is an organizational privacy and the proprietary information that you have to keep in mind. Not just the people, even the organization have their privacy and proprietary informations, right? So as a part of the member of that particular organizations, you are supposed to follow the same privacy rules that is formed by the organization. So what you are not going to be, you are not going to discuss the business detail with your family member. Okay, as I already told you that you are going to keep your personal life and professional life separate. So we are not going to discuss your business deal with your family member. Don't spread informations about the company decision, your project status, and etc. On whatever the project you are working on, keep that status private and do not discuss with others member. Don't discuss the company future plan as well. View customer data as a squared. Protect your company's intellectual properties. Guard the privileged informations. Okay, so you are going to be not going to be a shared any business related informations. You are not going to leak any business informations to anybody else, like your family member, your friends, your relatives. Okay, you can share with the member who is directly and indirectly being the part of that particular project. Okay, so this is what the organizational privacy and proprietary informations rules. If you are going to not, if you are not going to follow that, then there can be a legal team can be taken appropriate actions on you. Okay, so you have to keep in mind that as well. So this is about the uh, respecting the privacy, whether it is a organizational privacy or it is a personal privacy. Now the third topic is learning to say no. Now in this topic this is the generally what we are actually doing in our personal life as well. Okay, you must have sometimes said yes to the thing that you should have really said no to, and later you live to regret it. It means that when somebody ask you to do something and you actually want to say no, but due to some reason you said yes, and later on you live to regret it, that why I have said yes, actually I have to say no. You have so many reasons to say yes, you have so many reasons to say no, but eventually even if you want to say no, eventually you said yes, and that yes can be affect your so many commitments. Okay, so this is that thing we are going to discuss in this particular topic. We are going to cover so many questions that is in the ppt. So we are going to discuss the process that why you say yes when you mean no. રાઈટ, તમારે ના કેવી છે પણ તમે અને ઇવેન્ચ્યુઅલી હા પાડી દો છો, તો એનું જે પ્રોસેસ છે એ પ્રોસેસને આપણે આખી સ્ટડી કરશું. ઓકે, તો ફર્સ્ટ સ્ટેજ ઇઝ દેટ people in need of help you have in their cross hair. Now what do you mean by this? It start harmlessly enough with the boss running into your cubes or any colleagues phoning in his request. તમારા કોઈ બોસ આવે કે તમારા કોઈ કલીગ્સ આવે તમારી પાસે રિક્વેસ્ટ લઈને, રાઈટ, કે પ્લીઝ મારું આ કામ કરી દો, રાઈટ, પ્લીઝ કમ્પ્લીટ માય વર્ક ધીસ, પ્લીઝ હેલ્પ મી ઇન ધીસ પર્ટિક્યુલર project, please help me to finish this particular work, right? And that will be so politely and not in demanding way, but you are going to they are going to approach you for the help. Okay, now why only to you? Why they come to you only for the help? There are so many reasons for that. First is that they need to get the job done somehow. Okay, any help is okay. Second is that you are expert in that particular field. Third is that you have a reputation of being patient and the generous, right? You have a reputation of overloading yourself, કે તમને જેટલું પણ કામ આપે તમે બધું કરી જ લેશો, and go to person છો, right? You are perceived to be a relatively free, available for such spontaneous exercise. તમારી પાસે તમને એક એવા જ કામ કરવા માટે ફ્રી રાખ્યા હશે, right? You can be a flattered or ego fed into doing that. તમને ઘણીવાર ઈગો હોય તો તમને કોઈ સેન્ટેન્સ વધારે કહે ને ઈગો આવી જાય તો તમે એક વર્ક કરી લો, તો તમને એના લીધે પણ તમને કોઈક અપ્રોચ કરી શકે. They can use their authority to push you. એ લોકો પાસે authority હોય and they can push you, they can order you and you have to do it. Okay, they need to use that gadget software and so on that you, okay, તમે એવા બધા જે ગેજેટ સોફ્ટવેર્સનો તમે યુઝ કરતા હો જે અમને હેલ્પની જરૂર છે, so you can and they can approach you. So there are so many reasons that why you are the only one to be chosen for the help. Okay, now the second thing is second stage is why you might want to say no. Why you want to say no? There are so many reasons for that, right? For example, you have no bandwidth, you have some other plans and commitments, you don't want to work with other in this activity, it is too much of risky, you don't know how to do it, you have some more fun things to do and you just don't want to do it, right? So there are so many reasons why you want to say no. Third stage is that why you end up saying yes when you mean to say no. તમારે ના તો કેવી જ છે પણ તમે શું કરવા યસ કીધું, એનું રીઝન શું હોઈ શકે? તો એનું એક સિમ્પલ એક્ઝામ્પલ આપું. સપોઝ યુ એન્ડ યોર બોસ with some colleagues are being the part of international meeting, okay, and something is some discussion is going on regarding to some project, right? And nobody is asking to you something, right? At that time you feel that I'm a capable, give me some task, I'll do that. You are talking with yourself, right? And suddenly your boss tell that you in front of all of them that why don't you take care of this activity and do it. They'll told you that do this particular project, handle this particular project, right? And it suddenly feels you that uh, the entire project success, your organization's future, and perhaps even an advancement of the human race is in your hand. And તમને એમ થશે કે હું ઇમ્પોર્ટન્ટ પર્સન છું, મેમ્બર છું ઓર્ગેનાઇઝેશન્સનો, મને જ આપ્યું આટલા બધા તો હતા પાર્ટ ઓફ this particular discussion. Why only me, I am the chosen for this particular project? And you become happy and you say yes. Definitely say yes, right? And after few minutes or after few seconds you realize that I am not able to do that particular, I am not able to handle that particular project. I have so many other things, so many other project in my hand. Okay, but એવી ક્યારેક સિચ્યુએશન આવી જાય કે જેમાં આપણે ઇમિડિયેટલી હા પાડી દઈએ, even you don't even you want to say no. Okay, so this is what the third stage is. And the fourth stage is you live with your decision. Once you have said yes, it means that you are the professional and you have to take into the completion, right? Whatever the work is assigned to you, whatever the work you have taken the responsibility of, you have to do it. Okay, so this is what the fourth stage you have to keep in mind. Generally this is the process we all have gone through, right? Whether it is in a personal life or whether it is in professional life. Now, why you say yes when you mean no? So here are some factor which will force you to say yes when you are when you want to say no. Okay, so which are the factor that will force you to say yes? That is, you want to prove yourself, right? You desire to perform an international stage, right? You want to make a positive impressions on the client and the boss. You expect a monetary and some other kinds of rewards. It is a cultural thing, it is a cool thing. You are worried about all kinds of negative consequence if you say no. You don't want to look selfish. You are worried about you will miss an opportunity. You are worried about what they will think of. You don't want to hurt other person's feeling. You don't want to seem uncooperative and as not stepping up. You are intimidate into it. Your boss were very persuasive. You feel obligated or afraid looking bad, right? So there are so many reasons that will be running behind in our mind when somebody approach for the help. And by keep thinking in that directions, even if you want to say no, and eventually you say yes. Okay, so there can be any of the reason. And definitely whenever we are saying, before we saying yes or no, we will think of this kind of questions, right? આપણે આ બધા ક્વેશ્ચન્સને માઇન્ડમાં રાખતા જ હોઈએ છીએ અને વિચારતા જ હોઈએ છીએ કે અને યસ કહેવાનું રીઝન આટલામાંથી કોઈ પણ એક હોઈ શકે. There can be any reason from all the listed below point, right? And that is a true part. એન્ડ આપણે જેને આપણે રિયલ લાઈફમાં પણ બધાએ ઓબ્ઝર્વ કર્યું હશે કે આપણે આવું જ વિચારતા હોય કે સામેવાળા પર્સન જો આપણે ના પાડશું તો શું વિચારશે, રાઈટ? આ સેલ્ફિશ છે, આની આટલી બધી ઘણી વાર આપણને થાય કે આ ઓપોર્ચ્યુનિટી મળી છે તો આપણે આપણું બીજું કામને પણ સેક્રિફાઈસ કરીને આને આપણે એક્સેપ્ટ કરી લઈએ. સો ધીસ ઇઝ વોટ ધ parameter that is really applicable to our personal life, professional life, each of one, right? Now the next is that if you, even if you want to say no and you have said yes, so how you felt it, right? You feel that you don't have a time to do anything properly, right? Everything's come together and you are not you are not have enough time to uh, do all the things, okay? You feel betrayed, you feel like you are sacrificing too much and neglecting your own welfare. You have to work with the people you don't enjoy to work with, okay? Sometimes it is possible that તમને એવું ફીલ થાય કે મારે આની જોડે કામ નથી કરવું પણ તમે હા કીધી છે અને કરવું પડે. You get into the wrong project. It might be possible that you are not interested, you don't know the technology and the thing, but still as you said yes, you have to work with, you have to finish it, you have to be a part of that particular work, okay? It is an activity with no visibility where you will be unappreciated, right? It is just an help. Nobody will give you a reward for that, nobody will give you any kind of monetization, monetarily help. It will not going to be help in a monetary way. So it is just an help, right? You will not get any appreciation apart from just thank you. You feel you will not get the right reinforcement or help. You are physiologically not motivated to perform at your highest level, okay? So all this can be the reasons or all this can be the result, you can say, after you said yes. You feel after say yes, okay? So this can, that can be the uh, feelings that if you are not ready to do that work, and definitely this that can be any that can be any from the below at the discussed can be the reason or can be the result, okay? Now how can you say no and still come out ahead? How to say no? You have to learn to say no to other, right? If you are not ready to do that work due to so many so and so reason, right, then you have to learn to say no, right? So how we are going to say that? First thing, that say firm and unequal no. It means that there is a word no. You have to learn. Tell them you are sorry, but there is no way you can help them out. Be gentle, not in anger. You have to say sorry, but I cannot help you out in this situation. Okay, that is the first way. Second, substantiate with hard data. Don't make it look personal. By this method, you are not only saying a firm no, but also uh, explaining the reason behind it. In first method, you are going to say no because as you cannot help out, okay? But we are not explaining them the result, just saying no. In second method, you are going to say no, but with the reason, okay? You are going to explain them the appropriate reason for not not taking the responsibility of the work they offer. Third thing is that point out what something else might suffer. Obviously, if it is your boss or someone high up that is trying to twist your arm into doing something, you cannot look into their eyes and say the word no, right? If your boss is asking something or some asking for some help, or any other person who is higher than of your designation, and they're asking or then offering for the help, then definitely you cannot say no to them. So how we are going to deal with that, deal in that situation? So you are not going to say no to that to them, but definitely you can just point out the thing that you have already doing and you are committed to. Okay, whatever the thing you are doing and what are the deadlines you have to finish that particular work. So you can explain them. So it might be possible that they are going to find some another source resources for that particular work. Do not dwell on it and feel unguished about having said no. It means that ignore the guilt feeling. Sometimes we feel that કે આને હા પાડી દીધી હોત તો આપણને ગિલ્ટી ફીલ થાય, રાઈટ? તો એના લીધે આપણે હા પાડી દઈએ. તો whenever that kinds of a feeling comes from the inner self, ignore that kind of a feeling and say no. Stick to your no. Stick to your no. Don't let the other person brainwash you. આ બધાને સ્ટેટમેન્ટ ખબર જ છે. ઘણીવાર આપણે આપણા ફ્રેન્ડ્સની વાત કરીએ તો કોઈ કામ ફ્રેન્ડ્સે કરાવવું હોય તો આપણને મસ્કા પોલિશ કરે, તું તો અરે તારા સિવાય કોઈ કામ કરી જ ન શકે, તું તો એકદમ પરફેક્ટ કરે છે, તું તો આમાં માહિર છે. ઓકે, સો ઇન દેટ વે someone will have a habit to try to brainwash you. So what you will do if someone will uh, someone will appreciate you in some way, right? So what you will do, you will say yes, I will do that. Okay, આપણા કોઈ વખાણ કરે, આપણા કોઈ આપણા વિશે કોઈક સારું બોલે, right? If someone will say few things good about ourselves, about our work, about our life, and we said okay chalo ne kaam kari લઈએ. Okay, so don't let other person to brainwash and stick to your answer no. Next is suggest somebody else or an alternative solution. If someone will approach you for help, and what you can do is you can suggest somebody else who is mastered in that particular work, right? It might be possible that if someone is free, you can suggest that person as well. If you can suggest the person that is master in that particular work, in doing that particular work, okay, so you can suggest that kind of a person who that can carry out that particular work in on behalf of yours. And at the same time also, if you are not able to suggest somebody else, you can suggest the alternative solution for that, કે આની જગ્યાએ તમે આ વર્ક કરી શકો છો, રાઈટ? એન્ડ you can help that particular person in that way. Okay, so either you are going to suggest somebody else to do that particular work, or either you are going to suggest some alternative solution to do that particular work, right? So this is the way how you can say no and still you come out ahead. Now, how to take no for an answer? This is the what previously we have discussed is if somebody asks you for the help and how you are going to say no. But that counter situation can be there. You are going to ask to help, right? Yeah, you can ask the help. And what if someone else will say no? How you are going to take this no? Okay, if you ask for any help to somebody else and that particular person said no, then it is the way or you can say the how you are going to handle the no. So obviously that is going to be hurt you, but you have to learn how to take a no. So the first thing that remember, they don't have to say yes, right? Whenever you ask something to someone, always remember that because they don't want to say yes, so that's why they have said no, right? Second thing is that don't keep begging them. It means that કે વારંવાર એમની પાસે જઈને પૂછવું નહીં કે કરશે ને હેલ્પ કરો ને leave them alone. If they have said no, it means that they don't want to do that. Don't force them to do that particular work and saying again, asking again and again the same thing to the same person. Okay, leave them alone. Don't let that hurt your pride. Keep asking other and don't give up. It means that if you are asking the same person again and again, that might be possible that that particular person will say something that will hurt you. Okay, so don't let your as well as their pride on the note, and keep asking other. You can ask other as well, and don't give up. If nobody will say yes, and definitely be prepared for the next time. It means that you have to learn the things to be carried out by yourself. You are the only person who can help you in your work. Okay, you are the only person who can help yourself. You have to learn the thing, you have to learn the things to be completed on time. If you don't know anything, then you can use the so many different way to learn that, right? So in this way you can handle the no, right? So if obviously if you will keep in mind that you are the only person to do that, you are not going to ask the help, you're not going to get the help from the other, and you just only have to do that work, then definitely you will find some another way to do that. Either you will search the Google, you some another way to learn that particular thing, to do that particular thing. Okay, so definitely if you will keep in mind that, then there is a no point to ask the help from the other. So this is the what the thing you need to keep in mind to take the no from other. I hope you thank you so much. I hope you understand the topic we have covered, the big deal about the small talk, respecting the privacy, and learn to say no. Thank you.